It's been it's been quite a couple weeks, and I'm really grateful to see you all here, like so many old and new friends. And yeah, I mean, so I've got to take a deep breath because this has been a rough one for all of us. And I think this exhibition, for me, it was, I just want to kind of rewind to last Wednesday. And we've been installing, kind of making this body of work for about 2 years. And we were installing the show, and it was a period where, no one was around, and, the city was really, in dire straits. And, we would be in here just kind of chipping away, doing whatever we could do, making things. And I remember being in the second room here, which we'll see in a minute, and it's a piece that has a song cycle that I wrote. And you kind of hear this human voice moving and changing, these different inflections. And the room became like very red for a moment. And I was tired, and I walked outside, and there was no cars on San Marcos Boulevard. And the ash and the sirens. And it was just this strange feeling of like, we're trying to create something, and then there's this world out there that's completely in flux and changing. And it was a strange moment where I felt there's kind of, everything's one, These things that we've been making, this landscape around us, this kind of world in constant change. And so anyways, sorry. I didn't expect to feel so kind of choked up. Anyways, this is an exhibition of artwork. There are very few paintings here. There are some artworks. But really what this is a landscape. I think this exhibition is a landscape of different ideas, of different questions. Each and every work here is quite diverse from the next. I think we were looking at the idea of the landscape, the earth itself, and seeing if we could kind of excavate the earth and make it speak, and not look at an artwork as if it was made out of materials that are pre-processed, but could we go a little bit deeper? So this work here is a representation of the mountain line P22. It's a work that we had made for about 9 months. And in making this work, we found ourselves forging freeway plastic on the off-ramps and on-ramps. We found ocean plastics here. We found different foodstuffs. We found computer and digital plastics that we find. And we started kind of looking at this idea of saying, can an artwork be a composite of the world around us? And can we take the detritus and debris, and can we build it back up into something new and different? And it was a kind of incredible exercism making this work. Because it allowed us to kind of go so deep into the landscape and the city and the community, and to find things you would never look at. You would see tossed inside the road in the gutter, or you'd find materials for artworks in alleys. And you can come up here, and you can grab it, and you can touch it. And to me, there's something that's it was such a fascinating process. But also kind of went back to that idea that, is art just a representation? Is it just a form? Or is there something inside it also that has meaning? Can we bring meaning out in different ways? So I think that this is a starting point for the show. This kind of P22 creature that we've been chipping away at for so long. And let's take a walk. But I'm happy to talk about it in a kind of a more abstract way. And in this room, you find a series of panels. I think there's 8 of them in total. And in these images, we started these 2 years ago. And I was thinking about the idea of the West. I was thinking about the idea of the landscape and what was here before us. That sense of deep time and deep history, deep ecology. And I was thinking about what have we made? What's our impression? And I came on this idea of having the same composition and repeating it in a serial way, but kind of using that as a device to look at change and alteration. And you can kind of see here, almost on the far left, kind of image that's, almost like a Mojave-like image that is, you see the veins, the weather marks of rains, you see the dust, and you see this kind of evolving over time these different stratas, these different kind of layers of occupation, habitation. And I think this body of work really kind of represents, to me, very much what the exhibition is about, which is that sense of time, that sense of like very, very deep ecological time kind of mixed with what we're creating now. And, you know, I was having a conversation with a friend about an hour ago, and we were talking about, you know, well, where do we go from here? And where can artwork take you? And I think in a lot of ways, you know, what is the value of art? You know, is it something that we just see and dispose of? Is art a roadmap? Is it a signpost? Can art be like a lighthouse beacon that kind of we gravitate towards and illuminate something that we weren't aware of? I think it could be many things. But I think to me right now, and especially kind of in the shadow of last week, I think art can be oxygen. And it can be something that we can breathe. And it can be something that we can take with us. It can illuminate different ideas and kind of make our world a little bit wider. Behind you, there's kind of a series of these creatures. And the white buffalo. And you see they're kind of in different stages of growing, over here, different forms. These buffalo, we actually went to South Central. We found a recycling center and just forged all their computer packing foam. and then canned and digitally resculpted them into these indigenous creatures. We kind of create almost a triptych trilogy. Let's keep going. Can we, Stephanie, can you
And this is the sterile, you know, foam packaging?
Yeah, inside of it. Yeah, so you can see a kind of a cutaway view of one over here.
Wow.
I'd like to just wander. Please do. Hey, Russell. Struggling to kind of talk about what is an artwork and what's it made of. And, you know, many of the artworks that I'm attracted to by others, every element of that artwork is dancing together conceptually to create like one Gesamtkunstwerk, one kind of complete impression. It's not something that an image is forced onto something. And the journey of what we see around us, for me, was a very unexpected journey. It was a very personal journey. And, you know, finding ourselves, you know, if we go into this back room, this back glass room, you know, I think we were with grinders in a parking lot working on that until, you know, 10 days ago, you know, and finding these materials, like these thousands of seeds of different indigenous grasses and you know, different cracked windshield glass and things like that, and really kind of not knowing where it's going, putting it together, and then seeing the outcome, and kind of looking at it as if we could create some kind of landscape urban alchemy. So